Hello students, this is a test review for your first test, so please make sure to watch this video before you start getting ready for our first test because I really want you to do well. So you're going to go to your class on Canvas and then you're going to go to modules and scroll down to test 1 module right here. So here is the link to the slides that I'm going to use. This is the test review, you have access to them. Your test will be open on Sunday at 11:55 p.m. These dates might change depending on the class, but it will always be open Sunday 12:01 a.m. until Monday 11:55 p.m. Take sure what are the dates for your test. So I'm going to open the slides. Let me do that. And so here we go. This is our test review. For the test review, as I mentioned, the test will be open for 2 days. However, you have to complete the test once you started it. It has to be finished in 1 attempt. You cannot save and exit and come back to it later. So if there is a button that says save and exit, ignore it. It cannot be saved like your homework. It has to be finished once you launch it. You have a full 3 hours to complete the test. It has 5 extra points built in, so the total is 150 points. And also you can look at the details in the syllabus, but I'm also describing these details here. You can email me any questions about the test before you start it. I am not going to be able to help you at all while you're taking the test. Okay, the next one, we will cover chapters 1, 2, and 3. As you remember, chapter 1 was the simplest chapter. It had just the concepts. It didn't have actual problems, but chapters 2 and 3 had both the concepts and the problems. The test will consist of 8 multiple choice questions for each chapter, similar to your quizzes, which means you will have 24 total multiple choice questions multiplied by 2 points each. So that's 48 points. And guys, 107 points, so 2/3 of the test come from the problems. You will have 6 problems similar to your homework, but you will not be able to use check my work feature or look at the hints. Again, the problems come from chapters 2 and 3 because there were no homework problems in chapter 1. So these are some of the format rules. You're not allowed to print or copy the test. If you get locked out due to the internet connection interruption or the power outage, you have to contact me. I cannot let you back in the test because the system will think you've already used up your 1 attempt. So I have to give you a brand new attempt. Each student, when you take the test, has a different set of problems and different set of multiple choice questions to prevent cheating. Even if the problems are similar, they will be using algorithmic numbers and you're not allowed to work on the test together. After you complete your test, you will be able to see your score right away. It will transfer to your grades on Canvas. However, you cannot see the feedback until the deadline for the test. So if the test closes for everyone on Monday at 11:55 p.m., then only starting that Monday 11:56 p.m. you can go back to the same test link on Canvas, click it to view your answers, what you missed, and the correct answers. Of course, once you review your test, please feel free to contact me with any questions. So these are the types of problems you will have. Again, problems are the most important part of the test, as 2/3 of the points come from the problems. There were no problems in chapter 1. In chapter 2, we were learning how to analyze transactions using the column form, but I did not include the column form on the test. I will ask you to use the accounting equation formula to find missing amounts using simple equations. So, for example, I will give you assets and liabilities and revenues and drawing and expenses, and I will ask you to find out what the drawing amount is. So you need to solve for an X. And also, guys, I will give you account balances, and I will ask you to calculate 3 components of the accounting equation. So like you have assets, you will have liabilities, and you will be missing the capital owner's equity. So you just have to add up assets, subtract liabilities. That's your owner's equity. And the most important with the most points problem is you will have to prepare the 3 financial statements. That's the core of this chapter. You will have balances of different accounts in a random order, and I will ask you to prepare the income statement, the statement of owner's equity, and the balance sheet. In chapter 3, I will give you transactions and T accounts, and you will have to analyze multiple transactions using T accounts. Remember that each transaction impacts at least 2 accounts, must have a debit and must have a credit, and they have to be equal to each other. And also, I will ask you to prepare a trial balance. I don't think I will ask you to prepare financial statements again. The trial balance. You are preparing financial statements from chapter 2. And now you can see the key terms in chapter 1. So these are concepts. As I mentioned, you will have 8 multiple choice questions from each chapter. I cannot guarantee which concepts will be on your test. I create a large pool of over 100 multiple choice questions, and each student gets random 8 questions. But this is what we studied in chapter 1. You can see all our key terms here that we covered. And I have the same slide for chapter 2. So in chapter 2, we talked about business transactions, accounting equation, short version and the expanded version. We also introduced the financial statements. And in chapter 3, we talked about T accounts, normal account balances, footings, the debits and credits, the double entry accounting system, the trial balance, 2 types of errors on trial balance. I also defined the permanent accounts versus temporary accounts, and you learned how to prepare the chart of accounts to follow rules of account numbering. This pretty much concludes the review for test 1. I hope you do very well. I'm looking forward to seeing excellent results. Thank you.